Again, and welcome to the Sports Box, where the only opinion that matters is right here. I am Mike Galletta, aka Hamilton Mike, along with Brian, the Ranger Atard, bringing you another NFL team that we told you we were just going to bring 32 fans of 32 NFL teams to you. Today we're going to take a little stroll up to the north, to the NFC North, to a team that just keeps giving Cutler the quarterback extension after extension after extension for reasons I don't know why. Maybe we'll ask the guy that's coming on today. His name is Kevin Crutch. He's from the Medford Lakes area. Let's welcome him to the show. Kevin, are you there?
I'm here. Thanks for having me.
Attaboy, Kevin. I can't wait to talk Chicago Bears. Let's get to it. Brian, let's talk stats.
Monsters of the Midway. They were 6-10 last year. They did not make the playoffs in the NFC North. Offensively, they were 23rd through the air, 11th on the ground. Defensively, 4th in the league against the pass, but just 22nd against the run. They lost longtime running back Matt Forte to the Jets in free agency. They're going to look to replace him mostly with second-year running back Jeremy Langford, who played for them last year when Forte went down with injury. As Mike mentioned, Jay Cutler continues to be the enigmatic Jay Cutler, making all that money and not a lot of production to show for it. Maybe that's why Adam Gase left as offensive coordinator to go coach the Dolphins. Another team in an interesting situation. Alshon Jeffrey missed some time last year at wide receiver, and their first-round pick from last year, Kevin White, a wide receiver, missed the entire season. He's back and healthy this year. In the draft, they chose Leonard Floyd, linebacker out of Georgia, looking to probably help that 22nd ranked run defense. But, Kevin, I'm not sure what to make of the Bears. Get me excited about the Monsters of the Midway this year.
You know, I'm trying to be excited. You know, it's Jay Cutler's 11th year. I think every Bear fan is really waiting for him to explode and take this team to the next level, take them to the promised land. You know, we have a little hole at running back. Langford in his second year. A lot of people are high on that 150th pick, Jordan Howard. We have Jeffrey Rogers as another backup. But I think the real excitement is our receiving core. Like you said, Kevin White missed all of last year. He's a great athlete. And on the opposite side of the football from Alshon Jeffrey, I think it provides a great 1-2 punch. But Cutler has to deliver the ball consistently, and I think, you know, we have a great tight end in Zach Miller. We picked him up in free agency. So, you know, I think if the offensive line can stay healthy and we don't have to piece together the line, you know, a lot of that starts with Kyle Long. If he can stay healthy and anchor that line, I think the offense has a really good chance to be very consistent.
And my question is, in your perspective, I know you're not obviously in the Chicago area, but you're in tune with the Bears. What is the love infatuation with Jay Cutler? Because here's a guy who, I wouldn't say he's a horrible quarterback. I'd say mid-level quarterback to this team, and you know, gets stats year after year. But he cannot get them over this hump, and that's the thing that's been haunting him for his time in Chicago. What is the infatuation with Jay Cutler? I mean, do they have that much faith that he's going to get over the hump that they just keep paying him?
I think it's a love-hate. I think they love his skill set, his talent, his arm, and I think Bear fans were in love with Gase last year, and obviously we lost him to Miami. And, you know, he's on another offensive coordinator this year, so that there's been some inconsistencies with Jay Cutler in his career, so we can't put all the fault on Cutler. But what the success that the Bears have had in the past has always been their defense. And if we have a championship-level defense, the offense will usually take care of itself.
So, I mean, as far as the running game goes, I mean, really, they appear to be getting younger at a lot of the skill positions. Again, Kevin White is going to be opposite Alshon Jeffrey. Jeffrey's not that old himself, and White's going to be in his first year. Jeremy Langford, as you mentioned, is a young kid as well, his second year. You know, they lost Brandon Marshall a couple of years ago, and again, they're losing Forte now. Do you think that you've seen enough from a guy like Langford? Obviously, you haven't seen anything from Kevin White, but have you seen enough from a guy like Langford and your expectations of White that they can really fill in these roles and really bring that 23rd ranked passing offense a little higher? I was kind of surprised it was that low, figuring they threw the ball a lot last year.
Yeah, I think the one strength that Matt Forte had was catching the ball out of the backfield, and these young running backs are really going to they're going to have to do that really well in order to help Cutler out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think across the league you can see a lot of teams doing running backs by committee, so I don't think our running game would suffer as much, but we really need the running backs to be consistent catching the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah, and their defense, Kevin, like you said, is really the focal point of this. I think it's the Chicago team. Now, they've had their ups and downs and lost some free agents and everything. How do you see their defense really making a difference this year, or will they make a difference at all?
I really hope it does. You know, our first 6 draft picks were on the defensive side of the ball.
Young defense.
Floyd, obviously, they're really high on Leonard Floyd, the number 9 pick.
Yep.
And they drafted a guy out of Florida, Jonathan Bullard, defensive end. They picked up a couple free agents, Danny Jervathan and Jarrell Freeman. You know, everywhere John Fox has been, he's been in the playoffs his second year. And he's improved his defenses. And that's what, you know, myself and many other Bear fans are really hoping for.
How big of a loss offensively is losing a guy like Martellus Bennett at tight end? I know they picked up a tight end in free agency, but you know, as a fantasy football geek that I am, I know that Martellus Bennett had a pretty nice year last year.
And that's a move that nobody's really talking about. That's going to be a big loss.
He's going to be up in New England, being Twin Towers with Gronk. I mean, is Zach Miller going to be enough to fill that void and give Cutler that release, that valve that maybe the outside receivers don't provide?
Yeah, I think if he's healthy, he can, and if the running backs can back him up as well, splitting out either side, I think that will help as well. A lot of this Bears team really, you know, a lot of other teams depends on if we can stay healthy, like the offensive line, Zach Miller, our running backs, and Cutler. We have no clear backup at the quarterback position. So I think Zach Miller, I'm really happy with the Zach Miller acquisition, and I think he'll be great.
Yeah, here's a guy who's been traveled around, but a veteran that does his job. He's definitely going to be a good player for them. So, Kevin, my question, we're looking over the schedule, and, you know, the Bears, they have an okay schedule. I wouldn't say they have a, you know, awful schedule where they're going to get, you know, you should get killed every week. I mean, I think the division that they're in it's kind of a shame because the Packers and both the Vikings did get better, and I think they're going to both be up top this year. Detroit did take a step back losing Calvin Johnson this year, I think. But overall, in the scheme of things, where do you think the Bears are going to end up, and what do you think the record's going to be this year?
Yeah, I think they're a 7-9 team, third place in the AFC North. I'm hoping they're 8-8, 9-7. I think they have to really split with the Packers and the Vikings to do so. But I agree with you. I think the Packers and the Vikings are better. I think we are better than the Lions. Our schedule isn't bad.
No.
I think if we get a couple wins early, like against the Colts and the Jaguars, I think that does a lot for the team and the morale, and hopefully it gets them moving in the right direction. But I just don't think we're there yet. I think we have a little ways to go.
I mean, unfortunately, that November 13th game against the Buccaneers, that's going to be a total train wreck. But, you know, we'll get into a different show. That's not a big deal. Well, go on, Brian, you had something.
No, I mean, look at the schedule here. I mean, their tougher games are a little bit later on in the year. I mean, really, if you look at their first 6, their hardest game is Week 1 at Houston, but they have very winnable games after that, hosting the Eagles, even at Dallas. I mean, that's not really a game that they can't win. They have the Packers and Vikings back-to-back before the bye week, and then, you know, even that, I mean, their toughest games are in their division, I think. I think we can pretty much see that. So I don't think 8-8's out of the realm for this team, but it does come back to Cutler. It comes back to, you know, can he be consistent? And at this point in his career, I don't know that he's ever shown you enough to make you think he's going to be. And that's their big question.
And just to jump in real quick, we're looking at the schedule. It seems like Chicago, they weren't kind to them in the way of giving them a little bit of home cooking, in a way of keeping them home for, you know, maybe a 3-game stretch. It's always 2 games is the furthest game they have, and then they're on the road for 2 games. So it's not like the Bears are home for a while and they could really capitalize on the home games.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Philly game is a big one early in the season.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, if you look back at last season, we lost a lot of close games. We were very competitive, but the problem is late in the games, Cutler throws that one interception late in the game that usually costs us the game. He doesn't usually throw more than one, but that one is usually a game changer towards the end of the game.
Well, on that note, too, with Cutler, I think a big thing with him is once he throws one, he gets kind of pushing himself, and that could lead to multiple or even 3 in a couple games. I know that one game, it might have been a Monday night game, he had 4, and it was just in the first half. And that's the kind of stuff that'll drive you crazy as the Bears trying to get the offensive weapons going that they have.
Kind of like a poker analogy. Kind of goes on tilt for a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
He starts pressing, channels his inner Tony Romo, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah, again, I mean, the schedule, they are going to struggle, I think, with the teams in their division other than Detroit. But, again, you know, I do have faith in John Fox as a head coach, that I think he's going to get the most out of that team. Yeah. I don't know if Cutler's a long-term answer.
You just got to hope they don't lose games where they should. But they don't win. They don't lose the games they're supposed to win, like the Jacksonville game. I think they can definitely win that at home.
Sure.
You're looking at Tennessee at home. They should win that. You're talking San Francisco. Those are the games that can come back and bite you in the ass if you lose one of those games that you're supposed to win. I mean, that's every team, but I definitely think the Bears are going to be living on the edge this year of those games that they need to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. We need to win the games we have to win. Got to win the home games.
Yep.
We got to split. We got to pick up Green Bay at home or Minnesota at home. We need those games.
Yeah.
And especially for Jay Cutler's confidence.
And I don't know that the Bears in recent years have made Soldier Field a hard place to go into.
No.
It used to be that way in a big way. People did not want to go play in Chicago. And like I said, I don't know that the Bears teams of recent years have made that a hostile environment enough that teams don't look at those games as winnable games.
I mean, they could set up a fog machine again.
Could do that.
That would be great if they could set up the fog machine. They're going to need it for November 13th against the Bucs.
Somebody smart. I know, Michael. If you're not cheating, you're not trying, right?
That's it.
That's right.
That's my logic. You're not cheating, you're not trying.
I don't think teams have come into Soldier Field really fearing that defense.
Exactly right.
And I think
exactly.
that's the key. If teams come in there and fear that defense, that's a tough place to play.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, that's all the time we have for Chicago. I want to thank Kevin Kretschy for coming on and talking to Chicago with us. So, Kevin, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. And remember, at the Sports Box, we got some NFL teams coming. We got some great teams on the way. Not that Chicago's not a good team, but they're a very good team. They're a very good team. So we want to thank Kevin again for coming on. So remember, at Sports Box, the only opinion that matters.
It's right here.
It's right here, folks. Take care. See you.
Don't forget to subscribe.